Hey David, welcome. Sorry for the late start here. There was a wreck on the way home today. You must be on the West Coast, David? Oh, well then you're later than me here. Yeah, no, that's no worries. There's a built-in 10-second stream delay anyway that I can't do anything about on YouTube's end. It's normally a little bit more than that. Right now it's looking 13 seconds or so delay on what's happening, but yeah, no, that's no worries. Welcome everyone to today's live stream, episode number 50 of our Baldur's Gate 3 Bard gameplay series. I'm Commander Jarval, and I want to thank you for coming along on our journey today. So, admin notes, again, sorry for the 30-minute late start tonight. I normally try and leave work a little bit early to get home on time. Today I wasn't able to get away until right at 5 o'clock, and then When you know it, right when I exited the freeway, I ran into a wreck. So, not a whole lot I could do about it until the cops showed up and kind of sorted things out. So, I do apologize. This has only happened one other time in this, in my streaming career, so I don't think I'm going to change things up. But if it keeps happening and gets worse, then I won't subject you guys to it. I'll just see what I can do about starting a little later, or possibly trying to reschedule stuff at work. So apologize for it, but hopefully everything's going to be okay for the rest of the night. So on our recap, last week we had dealt with Oscar, Fevros, and Lady Janeth, and the entire quest line that dealt with him and Mystic Carrion and Thrumbo and all of that. And we had resolved it a little differently. Had resolved it. And now we're going to work through a couple of other things. And to do that, we're going to head back down to the sewers to start out today. And then we're going to do a little exploration down there, and then we're going to work our way into recruiting Minsc. We've seen this in the Paladin playthrough, and we need to get that done and out of the way so that we can kind of drop Jaheira off, so to speak, and finish up her personal quest line and just get that done. After this, we're going to start heading into some of the other personal quest lines for our party members. So off stream, did inventory management as usual, sold some items off and that sort of stuff, but nothing else. We still have 2 short rests here, and we are completely full up on our action economy, it looks like, at this point. So looking at our quests here, we have a few things that we can do. We're going to be dealing with Dribbles the Clown. We're going to be finishing up at Philogir's Fireworks and the Bainites that are there. Today we're going to work through the High Harper personal quest line here. And for this, we want Jaheira to be in our party for the vast majority of it. But before we do that, we are just going to head to the sewers and do a little exploration there. You can see we have a quest marker here that leads us down into those sewers. There's also another manhole all the way back here by the Basilisk Gate. But since we're already here, we're just going to head out the front door and head over to this manhole over here and start doing a little exploration before we
at the ready.
Continue on with Jaheira's quest line. So we'll do some exploration with our current party, and then we'll swap Jaheira in when we get to the necessary parts. So let's head around the corner over here.
It's peaceful, isn't it?
And we'll head around the back of the building, and the manhole's right here. Okay, so we've done a little bit of exploration down here in the lower sewers. So we've kind of worked our way down this pathway a little bit. We have a quest marker down here for this cache, and that's where we're going to go to start off today, is we're going to deal with the Kobold's treasure down here. And we've found some of these chests down here. We haven't found others.
You know what would be nice, just for a change? Venturing through.
But here on the Kobold Thief,
gleaming palace.
Looks like we've already searched it and learned about the dragon chest. So we're going to break our group here.
Through their purpose.
Shadowheart is going to have her perception shield.
No time for Danny.
He's going to go dig up this dirt mound. She failed the perception check. These perception checks are fairly difficult. They're 20 DCs for all of them. And there's one more dirt mound here.
Give it a try.
Okay, so we failed, I think, all of them, actually. But you can see that the chests are all marked. You remember from reading the letter in the Kobold Thief inventory, the one that we're looking for is the dragon chest here.
Never a dull moment.
Okay, and we're going to get
What's next, I
Shadowheart
wonder?
to cast Guidance
Time for a
on my
boost.
bard.
No one stopped me yet.
And we're going to go down here and try and tank the trap. The perception checks were to see if the chests are trapped. They
Anything
all
of
are.
use?
Okay, so we did. We passed it. And we used the Kobold's chest key that you also get, or you get the Kobold's chest key from the fight up in the cemetery that we had with the Kobold ambush up there. That's where you get the key to this chest. Okay, so it gets a decent amount of gold and some other things in it here, which gives you some stuff to sell. The other chests you could certainly open, but they're all going to be letters. And those letters are all going to tell you that you're looking in the wrong chest. And that's because none of them are marked as the dragon chest, which is this one. So you don't have to go searching through all the others. Once you've found this one here, you don't have to do any more searching. Okay, so here we have some Bay Knights that are sitting back here in this area. And we're going to be coming back to this area with Jaheira. But for now, we can at least take out the Bay Knights here. So I'm going to put everybody into hiding.
Time to press ahead.
How many of her faceless has Lady Orin?
I'm going to kind of watch the detection cones here, because Barnes is moving from here to here, and I want to try and get up and get a sneak attack on Solaria up here.
Maybe I should. No, this is
I
good.
do not want to jump into the caustic brine. That's going to cause damage. But I want to watch when he comes back where his detection cone extends. I think it comes down to somewhere around here. But I will be ready on the turn-based mode key here, just in case it's going to reveal me. Okay, so yep, he stopped there.
It is an insult.
This operation demands something deeper than not your peculiar form of devotion.
So I'll wait for him to turn around, and then we can make our way up the ladder here. This detection cone's a little weird. I don't think it's going to drop me into combat. Same with this one here. Okay, So this detection cone is coming from Solaria here, so I can't make my way over here, so we'll just start off our combat with Solaria. I'm going to start this off with a mobile flourish melee. Okay, and that's going to knock her off of here. Okay, and now I'm free to move up here toward these two. And I want to, with my 26 armor class, get up here and try and soak up some of these shots. I don't want to move into the caustic brine, though.
Swift as my feet can carry me.
Keeping quiet.
And now I'm going to bring everybody else into the fight. So, Solaria is almost dead. Okay, I think that's good, so Will should be able to take her out with just one. Well, let's go after Barnes here. Actually, Kivo has 2 unstoppable charges, so we'll get rid of those both here. Okay, so Solari is down. That means her detection cone is gone.
Bit of caution never hurt. Breathe deep and move.
Means that I should be able to move my paladin right up behind the other two. So I'm gonna be stepping in the caustic brine, maybe. Ooh, huge hit. I think I am just gonna get rid of Barnes entirely. Gotta love paladins.
Need to press onward.
Okay, and for Kivo, I don't really want to waste a whole lot of action economy here.
Never a
Let's
dull
actually
moment.
take my bard and move back a little bit. See if I can get Sentinel to proc. No, Kivo's actually going to be trying to use a ranged attack here, I bet. So let's get up next to her. So she's got disadvantage on that shot.
Can't afford any mistakes.
Okay, so let's use a level 1 guiding bolt here and see if we can just knock her over. Stack up some radiating orbs. Okay, good. I am going to bring out Hex. Okay, so I'll take the opportunity attack. Bug. burned out. Oh, really? Okay. You don't see that ability very often. It's actually a really cool ability. For those of you who don't know, a group of crows is actually called a murder. It's very strange, but like a flock of geese, it's not a flock of crows. It's a murder of crows. So they have a little play on words with this, that you can conjure a murder of crows to fight alongside you. They are also Bhaalists, the god of murder. So we're getting a little play on words here, but something actually pretty cool to see from Kivo here. So I don't think that there's anything else that we need to do.
Need to act fast.
I can just move everybody down here.
Got to press on.
Because the crows are standard normal crows. They just have a little bit higher hit points than the ones that we can conjure, but they can blind you, which is their main attack. But that's really
This is
it.
my time. Coming through.
And I'm not too worried about that.
Where do I go from here?
Okay, so we're going to take the attack of opportunity from this crow. I don't want
Best
to
be on my
waste
way.
my attacks on the crows when I can just do this and make sure she is out of the way. She is by far the most dangerous target that we have. So I'm going to move here so I can trigger Polearm Master, hopefully. As they come towards me. That's interesting. They have the fly ability. So this might trigger Polearm Master here. Okay, it didn't. But proc Sentinel. They rolled a 21. Nice roll. I'm not going to waste that. I'll just let him take the damage. See, and it blinds targets. Very, very weird on the pathing, but that's nothing new for Baldur's Gate 3. Okay. I think this one's coming after me next.
Ready.
That'll end that. I'll leave Shadowheart there. Can he reach that one? No, he can't. Will in his crit build. Going after my bard. I welcome the attacks on my 26 armor class.
Hope your soul is in good hands.
Alright, easy enough. The crows aren't going to have anything on them, but the other members, or the other Bay Knights here, going to have daggers and obviously the murderous cut, which gives them that prey upon the weak ability.
No traps, please.
Smoke powder bomb's always nice. Arrow many targets, very, very nice.
Can't slow down.
And now we'll group everybody up and we'll head up here.
It's jammed.
So the perception check here isn't that difficult to pass. There are two ways to do this. So the first is with the sluice valve here. This takes a strength check to be able to pass. The other way is by operating these three valves here. The goal is to get the pointer inside the green area on both of these at the same time. Now, I have not found a reliable way to actually do this. The wiki I don't think is correct in how to do it. Once you activate the water levers, it's going to gain a condition. And the conditions that these two levers get, which are like low pressure and low heat and high heat and low pressure and high pressure and decreasing pressure and decreasing heat, those conditions work at different timings. And you can use this valve to shut this one off, and then it will slowly decrease, but this one you can't shut off. So it's a very delicate timing, so to speak, to get them both inside there at the same time. Now, they don't have to be sitting inside. What will happen is when you activate it, the lever will go up one and it will sit there for a little bit, then it'll go up again, and it'll sit there, go up again, and then when you shut it off, it will slowly start dropping down. The arrows don't have to be stationary inside there, because sometimes you can click the valve a couple of times and this thing will just shoot all the way continuously up past it. If it goes past it and this one's in the green, that still counts. But again, it's just kind of a weird timing. And if the pressure gets too high, it will explode out and cause force damage. If the temperature gets too high, it will explode out and cause fire damage. And then the emergency release valve brings them both all the way back down to the bottom, and you can start over again. That's kind of how this whole thing works. I'm going to try and pass the strength check. My best strength is with Shadowheart here, so it's not a great chance. But with Shadowheart, I do have access to resistance. So, and I also have access to other things. Okay, I don't. And I'm not going to go to camp to get them. I have a shield item that can get me a +1 to my saving throws. And that's an advantage on Constitution saving throws. I could also drink an elixir of Hill Giant Strength, but I'm not interested in wasting it. So I'm going to go up here and trigger resistance first. Okay, and I failed the athletics check. It's a really high one. It's a DC 25, so my chances were, well, it looks like they were really low, and it didn't apply any of resistance to it either. So I guess let's just do it
Still alive.
the hard
So
way.
that's progress.
And I'll do kind of what the wiki says. Now again, I don't think the wiki's right. But it says to activate the water level valve, count to 5, and then activate the temperature valve. Again, I don't think that's right. But what I'm going to do is activate this. I'm going to count to 5. Then I'm going to activate the temperature valve. Then I'm going to come turn the water valve off. So we'll see what happens. Okay. And now you can see I'm getting, now you can see the arrow went up. This one went up. So this one's in the middle. This one needs to hurry up. And yeah, see it drop back down. Okay. So try it again. So I'm getting water level rising. Okay, water level rising. Yeah, see now it's up above it.
Breathe deep and move.
And see, that's what happens. So that one explodes here, and that would have been force damage. So let's see if they both drop down and hit the green. Okay, so it opened. So, like I say, it's very, very weird. I haven't yet found either a YouTube video, a guide, or a wiki that is entirely correct. So, just go hit the valves and see what happens. Like I say, it's very, very strange. So... And the pathing here can be a little strange with your characters, so I tend to bring them over here so they don't walk through. There's caustic brine everywhere, but they will tend to walk through this one to walk down this ramp to get down here, which is just pointlessly taking damage.
Time to press ahead.
I wonder what the next move is. I'll go this way.
At least things have stayed interesting.
Okay, now we're not going to go all the way into here, but this leads you through this room, and it leads you into another room here. This room is where we're going to end up recruiting Minsc. We just can't do that right now because we haven't followed through on the rest of, or the start of his quest line yet. So let's go to the Undercity ruins here and see. Yes, we have opened this. We're gonna go search this pouch. And to do this, you don't want curs there.
No one back home will ever believe this.
Okay, you want your character you're going to search with in hiding.
If everyone else minds their business, I'll be
And
fine.
you can put everybody in hiding if you want, it doesn't matter. But you want everybody grouped up. And then as soon as you take the item out of this pouch, you want to fast travel to your camp. Okay, so we must have already searched this and dealt with that. Do I have Sarin's skull somewhere in my inventory? I don't think I do. So let me see if it's in my camp chest. Because if it is, we want to finish this up. Okay, so there it is right there. You'll get Sarin's skull from that chest. Okay. Once you pick it up, you're going to get a headless ghost that is going to be following you around. Okay, we need to go into this area here.
Need to find a way forward. That skull. Something's happening to it.
Okay, so we're gonna make our way back to the start. Not here, it's behind me. It's this way.
Keep forgetting. What are we supposed to be doing?
And we're gonna head across this bridge into this area up here.
But we are troublemakers.
Shut up and keep your mucky little peepholes peeled.
What's this, cousin? Another absolutist come to see what we did to poor old Sarin. Your god took her mind, cultist, so Bareki took her head, and I burned the flesh from her bones. And now you come to interrupt the funeral rites. Yes, cousin. An excellent idea. Cousin says we will take you in return. He says you look just like kindling for Sarin's funeral pyre.
Okay, so a couple of different ways to play this. In the Paladin livestream, we played this out in the peaceful way. We convinced him that we were not part of anything, and they then become allies, and we can go drop Sarin's skull in the coffin up there. This time, we're going to fight our way through, and this fight is not fun. I'm not going to lie to you, because of Alis. Alis casts Fireball like it's going out of style. Okay, so we have a lot of counterspell with us, which is good, but he upcasts it, and he upcasts it a lot. So we need to try and focus Alis as much as we can. However, the elementals are going to be a problem for us. So you try and take them out, but then that just lets Alis keep casting Fireball at you. And like I say, it's not a fun fight at all here. But we want to play this out differently than how we played it in the Paladin livestream. So I'm going to go ahead and, well, I guess there are two different ways I can do this. I can convince him right now, and then I can fight later. That's probably the easiest way to go about doing it. So let's try and convince him first, then I'll come back and attack him in more of a setup way.
Takes people, twists them. Sarin, Bareki, and I, we were the three finest thieves in Baldur's Gate. We broke into the offices of Gortash, discovered he was with the Absolute too. Your fellow cultists hunted us, so we hid down here. We were safe, and so was our loot, until the darkness soured Sarin's mind. She kept our treasure from us, said Bereki and I had gone strange. Hush, cousin. Sarin turned into a cultist herself, so we did what we had to. Bereki wept until his voice was gone, and then he was gone too, leaving only me to conduct Sarin's rites. And my cousins here. You cannot conduct the rites without a clan to bear witness, or some fuel for the fire.
And here's our options to be able to turn this in a different way. So we're going to start with persuasion here. Ooh, that's a nice size roll. Should have added guidance on that just so I could see a 40. I haven't seen a 40 roll yet.
She swore she
In any
was
of my
no
playthroughs.
cultist, but you all lie. The absolute turns you. I don't know. Pass then, and do not come back. This is Sarin's final resting place, and a killing ground for all who come to disturb her.
What are we supposed to be doing?
Okay, so Alis is up here with these two elementals. And like I say, he casts fireball like it's going out of style. So we're going to kind of maneuver ourselves to play a bit of keep away with him, so to speak, and I'm going to be retreating down this way toward the waypoint. So let's go open up the waypoint first here. Here's the waypoint. Okay. And like I say, this is the direction that we're going to be coming. We want to drag them all down through here. And then I can hopefully make more attacks on them from a different direction.
What are we supposed to be doing?
Wizard told us to watch for troublemakers.
But we are troublemakers.
And that different direction is here.
Lucky little people's field.
What's the name of that river down there?
Wizard.
Oh, I forgot. Kithrak Voss is down here now in this playthrough. It's interesting. I wonder what happens with him being down here.
Don't know how to swim.
That's a very interesting question.
By the glory of Mother Gith, tell me you've taken the Orphic Hammer.
Because I want to attack from out of this room with everybody else.
Tying things down. Don't want to draw any attention.
Moving ahead.
Okay, so we're going to start this off
Impressive.
over here. And then, like I say, we're going to be retreating back this way as we go. And dragging this entire group, hopefully,
Go for a swim and
with me when we do this.
Don't know how to swim.
Must have been some other oozing, stinking lump.
Okay, so I'm hoping to get more than one. Okay, good. We got a partial here, which is even better. Meaning we just aggroed one group at a time. We didn't get the whole group up the stairs. Alright, so let's see if we can... Again, I'd prefer to not get just one. I can get him. Okay, good. I'll move back some more. The Mephits have long flies. And they're going to do this hurl grease attack, which, if it hits, will make you quote unquote muddy, just like the mud Mephits did way back in Act 1 at the fight with the Woodwoods. And that can seriously hamper not just your movement speed, but your ability to attack, because it gives you disadvantage on everything. So let's move just a little bit here. Perfect. Okay. So that worked out really well since we just aggroed one tiny little bit of them. So that took out everybody here on the bridge. That just basically means that we have more opportunity to retreat here. So now what I'm going to try and do is drag this group here down this ramp and down here, and then hopefully come out of here with the rest of my party and attack from behind. Okay, that's the plan anyway. we will see how well that plan works. And for this, I'm going to do something else. All of this is covered in grease. Okay, so I'm going to light this grease on fire here, and I think I should be able to do it all the way back here. And that should chain reaction all the way up there. They're going to come investigate what caused all the damage to them. And if that's actually true, and I didn't aggro Alis and the Elementals, that's even better. So far, that looks like the case. So that's really, really good. Are they immune to necrotic? They are not. He's the only one in range. Okay, so now I'm gonna move back. Let them come to me. I don't need either. Or... Okay. So I've got the one grease ball here. There's the young Mephit, and the other one's stuck up here in this corner. Don't think we need to move back any here, but that magma Mephit can fly a long ways. Alright, so let's check my range. Can I hit this one? No. Gotta move up just a little bit. Perfect. So let's make sure we kill the grease ball. I'm gonna put one here, two here. I left him with one hit point, but he doesn't move very far. He didn't dash. That worries me. Okay, now he's going to summon Mephit. That's fine. They have a lot more movement than I thought. Still got a 90% chance to hit there. And of course, that path is interrupted, so I'm going to move a little bit over to the side here. Perfect. So I'll let this fire all dissipate. And then I'll go aggro the last three, maybe. I know there's a couple more groups over on the far side. But I'm gonna move up here.
I'm done. I can't.
So, yeah. Alis and the two grease elementals. And he's turned around looking the wrong way.
Can't risk being in open view. Don't waste a step.
Hush, cousin. Of course
which
You're
is
my
bad for
favorite,
him.
But I made the others from your mass, so they are my favorite too. So quiet here without Bereki.
Doesn't show that's... Hold on just a second.
Quiet, cousins! We will! Sarin. Sarin's soul will not be slave to any god, absolute or otherwise. Hush, cousin.
Sorry, my cat's trying to turn my computer off again.
You're my favorite.
Don't want to have a premature end to the stream.
So they are my favorite too.
So I'm going to move around the corner
So
here.
quiet here without Bereki.
Okay, and let's...
Quiet, cousins! We will show.
Let's turn that off.
Sarin's soul will not be slave to
Okay.
any god.
So we're going to do a defensive flourish here. We're not going to get a surprise round out of this because he is allied. He's green.
You're my favorite.
Okay, so one of them turned around. We did get a surprise round, but this one turned around, which I didn't want to have happen. But since we got a surprise round, it doesn't matter. Let's group everybody up. And we don't have to be hidden.
Checking things out.
Because we want to burst down Alis.
Goings. Quiet as a moonbeam.
So let's see if we can get shots on him from around the corner. It looks like we can. I'd prefer not to give myself any negatives to hit on this. Let's see if we can burst him down. There's one crit. Okay.
Out of sight, out of mind. Have to keep going.
Ready.
Going to bring Shadowheart about up to the same spot.
Still on my feet.
Going to get a second attack here. Don't know why I didn't reapply Hex first. That's dumb. And now we're going to move back a little bit.
Very well. I need to concentrate.
Shadowheart is going to start by throwing Rolna here.
Right. Let me get to it.
Okay, so he's stacked up Reverberation now, which is good.
Taking my time in the shadows.
It's interesting that my Paladin hasn't been seen yet. What are his... I know he's immune to fire. Or he's resistant to fire. But nothing else. Okay, and they're vulnerable to it. far? That arrow's wrong. Should be pulling him towards me, not pushing him away from me. Let's not. Let's just move in here and get seen. Okay. Hey, I'm not going to argue with this. And that should end it. Okay, so let's, now that we got our surprise round, let's start working on the elementals here.
Take you first.
I'm not going to Divine Smite on any of these. I'm doubling up on my fire damage. Gonna be taking a short rest after this. Was hoping for at least one crit there.
Where do I go
Just
from
didn't
here?
get it.
Don't waste a step.
Can't afford to let up. On the move.
Battle favors the fearless. Making my move.
So I
Can't
want to
slow down.
move here. Use a slashing flourish. Melee to hit them both. And again, I did that wrong. I should have done my attack first.
Can't give up.
It's vulnerable to fire. If it hits, great. If it misses. So it did hit, and it did apply more reverberation.
This is my time.
Alright, well, let's really beat him up here. Let's get a couple of crits. No crit. There's a crit. Did get 2 crits. And that ended that. Okay, so that fight went really, really well. He wasn't even able to get off a single fireball. You just have to be aware about him because, like I say, he casts it like it's going out of style. So every attack he's going to start off with it, and he will upcast it all the way to level 6, which he's not even supposed to be able to do because I think he's only level 10, so he shouldn't have access to a level 6. But yeah, it hurts bad. Now the key here is going to be the key that opens these iron doors back here, and he has an item, the Cindermoth Cloak. A creature that damages the wearer within 2 meters receives burning. For your heat/burning based builds, especially on your tiefling characters who are resistant to it, this is a very, very nice item to have. You can stack this up with other items that give you bonus damage to targets that are burning. And this really becomes very useful. It's not a build that I'm working on this playthrough. So it's not nearly that important. So if you want to avoid this fight, then you can avoid going through these grates, these iron doors, and getting the chest behind. You're not missing out on all that much by just not getting the Cindermoth Cloak. The rest of it, quarterstaff +2. The psychic damage is coming from me right now, since I'm concentrating. That's not part of the quarterstaff. A fly spell, and the rest of it we'll just pick up. So there are other things down here. They've been
Something good
killing
here, right?
absolute cultists, so you can pick up some items from them. And again, Orin was looking to take them out. That's why these were sent down here. But now you can also see that, and I should have been sending all of this to Shadowheart. Okay. I think there's one more absolute cultist. There is here. Oh, there's two more. So again, more items to sell, and armor's worth quite a bit, so don't skip out on these. As far as the mephits and the grease balls, you don't find a whole lot on their bodies. And now you can see that Sarin's skeleton is glowing here. It only glows after you pick up the skull and the headless ghost is with you.
Here we go.
Inserting an item should be fairly obvious what we're going to insert. Now the ghost has its head again. And you get a reward. And you get Chancer's Carcinet. This, once per long rest, you can use a reaction to make an attack roll or saving throw with advantage. So my... your opportunities to use this is a very, very good item to have in your inventory when you're going up against something like the, well, anything that has a set saving throw. It's very hard to get items that give you advantage on saving throws. You can cast spells that will help you do it, that will give you bonuses to your saving throws. You can cast... I think Bless or Heroes. I know Bless gives you a bonus, a 1d4 bonus, but there's another one that you can get that allows you to have advantage on certain types of saving throws. There are only a couple of items, or maybe 3 items, that give you advantage on, like for instance, Wisdom saving throws specifically and stuff like that. So it's very hard to get something that gives you advantage on saving throws. You can get advantage on a lot of different checks, but not saving throws. So this is a very good item to have available to you. So even if you don't kill Alis, it's good to complete this to be able to get that item for later. There's the key that unlocks it. And you get access to the wooden chest here. And... again, you can read about it. This is what happened. This is the whole tale of the 3 of them stealing from Gortash. And how Sarin... they thought Sarin was an absolute, so they killed her. And found out that they're wrong, basically. So, random items in here, but the Arrow of Many Targets and the Arrow of Dragonslaying are very nice. So, but that's all you really get, plus the cloak from doing this fight. So if you don't want to, you don't have to. Okay, so now we're going to make our way down here into this area that we just were with the city sewers waypoint. Actually, we'll head through this door first, and we'll do this area first. I don't think we're going to be able to do anything with Kithrak Voss yet, but we'll talk to him and see.
Ah, you finally come. Have you retrieved the Orphic hammer? Will our prince's chains finally be broken?
Now remember, for us, we have to get the Orphic hammer from the House of Hope, which is what we're going to do. So we haven't gotten it yet.
The remaining honor guard serve as my eyes and ears. Vlaakith's forces hunt you and the prism. My allies have slayed more than you know, so that you might travel freely. As for those that break through, you've proven more than capable of bleeding them yourself. Then I will wait here until you have. The chains that bind Orpheus also bind the whole of the Githyanki people.
Okay, so we need to retrieve the hammer to be able to do anything with with Voss. Now this is a ferry here. It's got two levers. This lever will take you down toward this area here. We're going to be dealing with this area here in a little bit anyway, so not right now. I'm going to get everybody onto the ferry, and then we're going to hit this lever here. And you can see that we have Lorna over here. We're going to take a short rest to get our smites back.
That'll have to do.
Ah, a friendly face at last. Are you going to the party as well? I know. Bit strange, isn't it? But then you have to be open to trying new things. The venue's called the Palace. Not sure what it stands for, but it sounds very exclusive. My date's supposed to meet me here, but there's no sign of him. You haven't seen him, have you? Pale, skinny, extremely piercing eyes.
The individual descriptions could refer to many things, but taken together, she can only be referring to something vampiric in nature.
It's funny. He was ever so keen for me to come. He didn't seem the type to cancel.
If you have a Starian in your party, like you saw during the Paladin playthrough, you get some extra dialogue options, or dialogue that she encounters.
A vampire? No, he wasn't. Was he? But then, why am I still here? He could have had me by the neck any time he liked. You think something's happened to him? You know what? I might give this party a miss. Plenty more fish in the Chionthar, as they say. If you see him, don't tell him I was here. Just tell him I wasn't ready to be in a relationship. I'm sure he'll understand.
Okay, and then scattered around here are various posters. And these are posters from the GUR talking about the missing children. Okay. And you can read them, you don't have to, but it basically lets you know that you are in an area. She was talking about vampires, coaxed her to come here, and now we're seeing posters from the GUR, so we should be kind of clued in that this is an area that might connect somehow to Cazador. And down this way, you can see a couple of fangs here, basically. And yes, this is another entrance into Cazador's palace. It's a way that we're going to come back to later when we actually head into Cazador's palace. But for now, not going to deal with it. But that does open up this corner of the map here. So now we're going to head back out here. Head down this way. Toward this door.
Right tool will do the trick.
Okay, and we've got a couple of things here. The first is you can tell that off to the right, And I completely forgot about those. Off to the right here, you can see we have another pathway that heads out this way. That door is opened by a lever on the inside here, which we will see here in a little bit. I'm going to try and move up here and see if I can pass the next two checks.
Watch how you go. There's a trap.
Yep, failed it. So this is me being lazy, is basically what this is. I do have another full inspiration, so... But yeah, I shouldn't be lazy like this.
What am I to do?
Can't give up now.
Okay, so failed with her.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Trap. Let's get going.
Now I can add guidance. Alright, and here we want to actually move everybody
Another
back.
step forward.
Put everybody in hiding. We're going to break our group. We're going to head through this door, and we're immediately going to start making our way around to the left.
I'll give it a shot.
Okay, there's going to be a little path here with the detection cones that we can maneuver around, and then that detection cone is going to disappear. So now we should be able to make our way around behind everybody.
Mind my step.
And I want to flashing flourish both of them.
Your violence hasn't gone unnoticed. It's about to be returned in kind.
Okay, so one more turn of unstoppable left on Blythe. And okay, and now one more. Actually, that removed him entirely. So why is the detection cone messed up? Oh, because the refugees are still down here? I don't think those detection cones count. So I don't want to move too close. Roll the critical miss. Ooh, that was nice. Okay, so now we'll bring Will in. And we should have a path with the detection cones here. We do.
Quiet as a moonbeam.
No. Let's see if we can get 2 on this one. Oh, all crits. Oh boy. Okay, I will take that. So I guess Kurz is on cleanup duty.
Light on my feet.
Wanted to leave a path to attack her, so that's why Will went after the one past her. So I'd be able to get Kurz in melee range here, which he can. Not going to use any action economy on this. Oh, he rolled badly. Okay, so maybe that was a mistake, but again, if I cause a little damage, I'm not too worried about it. Got some big fights coming up. I prefer not to take a long rest. So what do we get? 10 hit points. And make sure no resistances. Perfect.
Is that blood? No, never mind.
Okay, so the refugees should have taken off now. Okay. So now we've kind of opened up this area here. We're gonna make our way over here just with my bard.
How much farther can I go? Breathe quiet. Move with care.
Okay, and now we have this area in here.
Wonder if the gods are watching me.
Now, I do not have any additional fire damage riders, which is good. I'm going to shoot the lever. That's going to shut off the vents down here. And now I'm free to traverse all of this. So we'll fly up here. Just open this up. This is another way into the sewers from the Heapside Barracks. Alright, come on. And then on this side, through here, you can see a waypoint, and that's this ladder goes up to the manhole up by the Flaming Fist Barracks by the Basilisk Gate. So when you first come in here, if you come down this manhole, you walk into this room, there's not a whole lot that you can explore here, because this is all covered with nauseous fumes. Now you can jump up here, jump over to here with a high strength character, or over to here with a high strength character and shoot the lever. That would allow you to then exit through this doorway and get into this area. But other than that, there's not a whole lot you can explore, because heading this way, you can look around a little bit, but there's not a whole lot of stuff to pick up. If you head up the stairs, you have a locked door, and it says no entry, no exit. This is the back door that leads you into the Guildhall. Here. We don't want to come in this way. You certainly can, We don't want to come in this way, though. We have already, I believe, unlocked the other way to get in. But even if we haven't, we want to have Jaheira with us when we unlock it or when we go in here. Okay? Jaheira, this is part of Jaheira's main quest line, and we don't want to start any of this without her in the party. So we'll make our way back down and across where we were. Okay, and I want to look at something else real quick. Okay. Yeah, this also leads into the Guildhall. So another way that we can't get to yet. But let's head straight ahead back to the city sewers waypoint. There's one more thing we want to do over here. Okay. Everybody's failing the survival check, and why is Shadowheart not with us? Oh, she's encumbered.
No time to rest?
That's why. I can't remember where this one is. That was close enough. Roll of planar binding, very nice. Arrow of lightning is always good to have. And let's unburden Shadowheart here.
Let's get on with it.
Okay. That's good for her. We'll put all this stuff in a trash bag. Got that. All of this goes in the trash bag.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times.
And we'll make our way down this way.
Never wanted the easy path.
Yeah, that was that survival check that we didn't need to pass anymore. And look who's here.
What's up for discussion?
Arabella seems not to notice you as you approach. She's as intent on examining a peculiar stone as she is unbothered by the corpses littered on the ground.
Arabella? Hey! I had a feeling you'd show up. It's sort of our thing, like it's fate or something. Check out the stone. It's magic. Incredible, right?
You're going to get an Arcana check here that you can use to study the stone if you would like. It doesn't really matter if you pass it or not. It's a high DC, but you can go in with somebody who has proficiency or add in the Warped Headband of Intellect to help you out with this. I don't really care if I pass it or not. Like I did.
You are flooded with memories of the distant past. Creatures slain, lovers reunited, spells crackling through the air. The stone holds records of all who have passed by it. Arabella is collecting them. It's as natural as breathing for her.
And I've only scratched the surface. I want to know everything. Bone Man was right. The weave will take care of me. I just need to listen. bandits came at me with daggers. They didn't know who they were messing with. Yep, and I like it that way. Bone Man told me to follow the weave, to let it guide me. I've learned a lot thanks to him, and I'm still learning.
Okay, so Arabella...
Don't worry about me, I'll be just fine. I'll see you soon enough. Bone Man said so.
Arabella is well on her way to becoming a serious spellcaster. And we're going to see Arabella more when we get to the end game.
Have a lot on my mind.
Hey, but for now,
Well, in it.
looking at our map, you can see we've unlocked most everything here.
Have to keep going.
There's one more thing that we can open up here. And that's up this way. Okay, so somebody's left some crafting materials here. Okay, and now if we look at our map, we have opened up everything. We have a way to go here, which we're going to be exploring much later on. And we have this way, which I told you we'd be coming back to. And we have this area down here, which is all the Guildhall. Okay, and that's where we're going to go next. So let's go up to Heapside Strand. Okay, let me check and see. We have not been down there, it doesn't look like. So let's go to camp. We're going to bring Jaheira into our party.
I need a quick word.
Yes? Flattered as I am, you're fully supported as it is. Then let us be about it.
Okay, now Jaheira,
Wherever we go, ye gods,
we're going to
let there
finish
be
her
something
level
green.
ups here real quick. It doesn't really matter. Can't remember what feats we've taken with her. Okay, oh, so we took Resilient previously, and it looks like we probably took Ability Improvement here. Because Jaheira is a Circle of the Moon druid, which means she wants to be spending most of her time in her wild shape anyway. So as far as how she's kind of outfitted here, doesn't really matter. I'm not going to be getting a whole lot from her. We're going to do a little bit to increase that, though, here.
I've got a long
To start
road ahead.
this off. So we're going to head to the Baldur's Gate waypoint.
Hoped the Foundry would pack up
And
now.
let's make sure that that's hide during dialogues. It is.
Metal screeches. Keep the city peaceful, my arse.
And we're going to head right here.
Look around you. It's peaceful, isn't it?
Where's Jaheira?
Stop a moment. Right. You look harmless enough. The commander keeps an open house, so you may pass.
Where's Jaheira at? Just decided to get stuck for no reason whatsoever right when I need her to not be stuck.
Very well.
just doesn't want to follow the party at all. Nice. The old shadow heart bug. Back again.
Those clanking watches go the same way as water.
Nod and smile.
Oi! Stop a moment. Commander, you're in trouble!
Okay, so she's going to head inside.
She'll be here any second. Maybe she's asleep.
Oh, Maller's Mark, here we go.
Are we quite sure she hasn't actually died this time, brother? She looks dead.
Smells it too. Ooh.
It has been a hard road. But I can clip you both around the ear to prove I am no ghost. If it would help.
Forgive us, Mother. We're just surprised you still know how to find your way home. You know Mother dear well already.
Ryan.
A sending spell can carry 25 words. Do you know how many Jaheira's only message contained in all this time she's been away? 7. The message went, "I'm sorry, you know what to do."
So why haven't you done it? You were supposed to get the young ones out of the city.
And you were supposed to be dead. That's what your oh-so-stoic message meant, yes? Yet here you are. So, what happened out there?
I got my skin saved by this one. We've come to take the fight to the cult. Which is exactly why you all cannot be here.
Why? You plan on winning, don't you? You're the one who saved her, so tell me. Are we all doomed? So fight. That's what all you heroes and harpers are for, isn't it?
You are a very irritating girl.
This isn't your house, remember? You'll keep a civil tongue under our roof if we let you stay at all.
Have mercy, sister. She's old after all.
So old. She can stay, but only if she brought home presents.
Seems I'm outvoted. See, Mother? That is how you go about talking things through with your family. Now, if there's more to discuss, then bloody well come in. And wipe your boots.
Okay, so let's go have some quick conversations.
What's that?
You're gonna pass a perception check for the loose planks here. This is just an unsent sending, where if you read it, so you find out that this was never given for delivery. So this is Rion sending back to Jaheira that was never sent. And basically, no, I don't know what to do, so come back and tell me or I'll come find you. Death will not protect you, idiot. So she was upset. Sounded at Jaheira leaving to begin with, but then for not communicating and then such a cryptic message, she was just upset about the whole thing, which is fairly understandable.
A fine day to you, sir. Are you known to this court? Crude manners, but you speak well enough for a peasant.
Jessim discovered an old family tree in my study. We haven't had a moment's peace since.
Tetherian nobility. You might be royalty, Jaheira. You don't want to be queen, of course, and Ryan curses too much, so it would have to be me.
Careful, girl. They have a habit of taking against tyrants there.
Huh. I'm not a tyrant. If anyone calls me one, I'll have Fig chop their head off.
So it is some pretty funny interactions that you're going to have here.
I take no responsibility for your plants. You know I'm more of a mushroom man.
You've let my study turn into a thicket. Is this what I am hearing?
I tended to it. I just let it thrive in its own independence. You know, same way you raised us.
I raised you to be a sweet and kind boy. What happened?
I watched what you did instead of listening to what you said. This house has taken in a lot of children over the years. Mother dear was sometimes more commander than, well, mother dear.
Wards, family, lifelong irritants. Use whichever term you wish.
We were down the market when I was about 9 years old. Some merchant started in with the usual. Yes, but where's your family? Whose son are you, really? When Mother was done with him, well, let's say he won't have any sons of his own to worry about.
Nature's law in action.
Okay, and now we're going to head outside.
Look at its arms. Just want the hug.
That's why it keeps losing. Commander!
Spare me your salutes, little traitor. You walked me right into that ambush.
Sorry, Commander. You are my commander, but George promised me pies.
I can't fault your priorities. You'll look after them for me?
Can I have a real sword?
No.
Fine.
And last, we'll talk to Ryan.
No arguing. Just tell me you're well.
I am well.
And Minsc?
We're working on it.
You'll get him back. I owe him a kicking for showing Fig how to throw hatchets. So, this cult. What's our plan?
I'm not fool enough to think I can change your mind. But if you're staying, I don't want you taking up arms. There are other ways to fight.
Really? Like what?
You shame me. In all our hunting, I had put them from my mind.
Right. Leave them to us then. If we can't get them past the checkpoints, we'll at least make sure they're watched over if it comes to fighting in the streets. If I have to stay home and babysit, then it's your job to make sure there's still a home to look after. Take what you need, and we'll do the grand reunion when you come back for good. So, lovely as it is to have you back, Mother, go away. You have work to do.
Aye, aye, Commander. Wait, one more thing. There are doppelgangers among the cult. Be on your guard.
All right then. If you turn up looking for hugs and kisses, I'll be sure to shoot first.
That's my girl.
All right, so let's go explore
Those leaves are a little darker than I'd like
the
for
home
these.
a little bit.
Bad soil?
Okay, so not much around here. There are some some items that you can take.
Still breathing, despite everything.
Call and I
does
answer.
Jaheira... Yes.
Just a little further. I hope you were hibernating, little cub. I can't think of another reason you wouldn't come down to say hello.
Jaheira! I didn't want to see if you were really dead. They said
Who said?
Jord and Ryan. They didn't think I could hear.
You little sneak thief? Well, they were wrong. Look! Not dead. I just had a few adventures. Like,
These are all going to be based upon the previous encounters that you've had and done?
No, Cub. She does not mean me. Now, Cub, solitude is a wonderful thing, but not too much. Come downstairs and fight with your sisters.
Wait here. I was keeping this safe.
My Harper pin. Oh, was a certain little sneak thief playing down in my sanctuary?
No.
Harper pin.
And you're going to get a
opens more doors
heart-shaped
than
pin
most.
of this.
Come down to my study and see if you can figure it out.
And you get kind of a hint about what it's used for.
Don't tell Mother.
And that's what we're going to go do now. If you don't recruit Jaheira,
Looking ahead.
you still have
over,
access
then through.
to this area. Because we've been carrying around another pin for a while. I believe it's in our camp. You can find, I think there's 3 of them
Let's see what this
that
does.
you can get. So even if you haven't recruited Jaheira, you can get in here. You don't have to pass the perception check, it just highlights this pin slot. It's going to ask you to insert an item, and we all can guess what that is. And that opens up her desk here to a hideout entrance. Now, if Jaheira is not in your party, this can be substantially more tricky to deal with. Because we have traps out here that are based on a certain type here that do certain types of damage that are all throughout this area. Okay? However, you can barely see it. Right underneath here is a rock. And this wooden crate is sitting on it. If we move that crate off of it, it deactivates the traps. And now one thing you want to be careful of is when you're in group mode like this, if you just walk through, some of your characters can actually step on this while they're trying to keep in that diamond formation and activate these temporarily. And you could be standing here when the last character in line steps on it. So things could get pretty bad if that happens. And yeah, Jaheira is just not going to follow at all. So this is a
The
shame.
work is never done.
I don't
go
know
where
why
I'm
this
told.
is
Pay no mind to
broken.
those. You're probably safe, so have no fear. The traps aren't
Jaheira-
meant for you. But, better to stick close, eh?
She's in your party. She will highlight the crate sitting on top of this to let you know that's how you disarm them. But if she's with you, even if you don't disarm them, the traps are not going to activate. You're safe either
The only
way.
patch of wilderness this city permits me. There ought to be supplies here to aid us. Time for the niceties.
Okay, so if you have speak with
All's
animals,
well that ends. Not as bad as it could have.
The Archdruid's eyes and ears have fallen away in her absence. I'm training new ones.
okay, and now you learn that we have messenger
Down
rats here.
by the Blushing Mermaid, there's a stink of something fey. Smell of arse, too. But Boss doesn't care about that.
Okay, and that's in reference to... Have we already completed that on this playthrough? Because honestly, I can't remember. All of my playthroughs Doesn't look like we have. Okay. Yes, we haven't. So that's a hint about something happening down in the Blushing Mermaid. Something Fey, which is aberration based.
I bring word of gnomes. Gnomes in the sea.
Okay, now that we know about because we have already killed Gortash and we went down to the into the Iron Throne. Okay, and that's what it means, gnomes in the sea.
There's been killings in a holy place. Stinks of incense and blood.
Okay, that is a reference to the Open Hand Temple, the Investigate the Murders quest that we had been continuing down. I'm just looking to see... Yes, here. Okay, which we're going to be continuing. So they'll give you some little hints about things that are happening. Now, going in here...
Work to be done.
I want Jaheira.
Fight.
Let's move. On my way.
And we're going to get a couple of perception checks. Okay, so we failed that one. It's a DC... Oh, we failed it by 1, only because we rolled a 1 on guidance. That's bad.
Trap.
Okay, so we did pass that one.
Always nice to be wanted. Always another step to go.
Okay, so the best chances that we've had to pass it have failed, so we'll just see if we get lucky.
Stand together or fall apart.
Breathing, despite everything.
We don't need
These
this.
boots have seen everything.
Just makes things easier. Okay, so we passed it. Rolled a 19. Good deal.
All right. What now?
So you get the loose planks here. We can disarm this trap. Where's Jaheira at?
Nature's
Get her
servant
within
awaits.
range so
Work
that
to
we're
be
able
done.
to cast guidance. And I'm going to need,
What to do?
I believe, to put on... Wow. Wow. Again, I was lazy. I didn't cast guidance. I just looked at it and said, I'm going to have to roll a 4 at a maximum to fail it. And I shouldn't have done that. Again, just purely being lazy. And on trap disarms, you don't get a second chance unless you use an inspiration. And here you have a key. That key...
Key nigh. But if it's supplies you seek, weapons to aid in our fight, you won't find them behind that door. There is nothing back there of worth to anyone but me. Oh, you need not apologize. I only seek to spare you some disappointment. On my word, all you will find inside is dust. And the moldering keepsakes of a much younger woman. But, do as you will. I have nothing to hide. And I have been content to follow your lead so far.
Okay. So in the opulent chest, ooh, a scroll of invulnerability. Very, very nice. Okay. there's also some various other things that you can search in here. So, the Balespawn Saga, this is basically what happened in Baldur's Gate 2, the game, which Jaheira and Minsc both featured prominently in. There are various other things that you can look through in here. Where did I see that at? Oh, yeah, it's up here. And more gold here.
Ready and waiting. Well, certainly waiting.
So now she said there's nothing in here except of interest to a much younger woman herself. Okay, so you can tell she was trying to stay young, basically.
Scratchings. Of no account.
And here you have Belm and Staff of the Ram. Now these go back to Baldur's Gate 2. Belm is a +2 scimitar that has perfectly balanced strike. And this resets per turn. So she can use it once per turn with her bonus action, and allows her to basically strike again. So she can use her bonus action to make another strike on her attacks with it. It's a light and a finesse weapon, so it's based on dexterity, and you can dual wield it, which is nice. And it also does come with the whirlwind attack weapon action. So once per short rest, you can strike out against all foes around you and make separate attack rolls against each target. That is specific to Belm. It's not on every scimitar. Here's another scimitar she's wielding. You can see it has cleave. It does not have whirlwind attack. So Belm is a good thing, again, for her to use. Staff of the Ram is a +2 quarterstaff. Once per turn, the blow possibly knocks a foe back 2 meters and stuns them. Now, the DC on the stun here is really, really low. I forgot to look it up after we did this last time. Let me go look it up here real quick. Okay. Yeah, the DC on the stun ability is a DC 8 Constitution saving throw. Now, most enemies you're going to find in the game are going to have Constitution that's higher, so they're getting a bonus to that check. And with a DC 8, that means they have to roll like maybe a 4 and below to fail it. Otherwise, they're going to automatically succeed it. People think that this is bugged. Either this is unintentionally low or something like that. So if you even do a search for Staff of the Ram, one of the Google searches is going to auto-populate as bug, because most people think that this isn't working right. But especially for a very rare weapon. But there is a chance to stun. It's just a very, very small chance to stun. The knockback ability on this lands much more often than the stun does. Okay. Other than that, standard quarterstaff.
What's
the display
inside?
case is the last thing to check. And this has Khalid's gift. Now, Khalid's gift is, again, a reference back to Baldur's Gate 2 with her husband, Khalid. This is going to allow her wisdom to be upped by 1, up to a maximum of 21. And it gives you Khalid's gift aid. Now, this is a level 3 aid spell, which increases your maximum hit points by 10 and heals you for 10 hit points. And it lasts until long rest, is basically what it is. Now, this is only able to be cast once per long rest. So again, it kind of just gives you that bonus up there. While Jaheira is wearing this, she cannot be cursed, which is really a Jaheira specific item.
A gift from my husband.
Only to get the full benefits out of it. So we're just going to apply these. Jaheira is going to be spending most of her time in wild shape or casting spells anyway, so I'm not too worried about her outfit and what she's doing.
Never a dull moment.
Okay, and again, is she gonna not
Swift
join
as my
us?
feet can carry me.
Yep, she's just not.
Let me guess, you need something.
Not gonna be
Someday I
able
will
to join
sit
us.
down.
So we're gonna drag her along with us, and that's finishing everything down here in the basement. So we'll make our way back up. We're gonna keep her in the party, and we're gonna head. I might be able to fast travel from down here to Heapside Strand. Okay, so we're gonna keep her in our party. We're gonna head down this way. Okay, now there are some people down here that we're going to have an encounter with, and depending upon what you've done and how you've done it, this can play out different ways. If Jaheira's in your party, you're always going to be able to get access.
Shouldn't go wandering in dark alleys. Very dangerous hobby. Gets people killed. Why, you're Farling's friend. She said to let you in. Funny little gnome she is. Always laughing at me. Even when I don't joke. Come, I'll let you in. My pleasure.
Okay, now Farlin is one of the guild members that we met in the encounter with the Stone Lords underneath the bridge at Worm's Crossing. If you didn't go through there, then you're going to have to pass a persuasion check to get in here. But if Jaheira's in your party, then you'll get a dialogue option that basically says, hey, that's the High Harper you're talking to there. You don't want to cause any trouble, and they'll let you in. Okay. And that opens up this revealed entrance here, which is going to take us into the Guildhall.
Odd. I'd expect a flaming fist or four.
And I'm just kind of
Doing your job properly, then.
open up the map a little
They
bit
stick to
here.
sunnier streets. Heavens forbid they disrupt any of that guild business they're so well paid to ignore, hmm?
The fists aren't what they used to be.
Okay, so let's head in. Okay, and now we're inside the Guildhall. There are a couple of things good. We got an inspiration back because we're too short because of my being lazy. So a couple of things to be aware of. We have some Zentarum in here. Okay. Not entirely sure what's going on with them.
What's going on?
I know times are tough, but this crowd could mingle a bit, eh? We're all on the same side.
Hmm?
Okay, so not very talkative down here. There is one.
The guild and the network have been circling like stray dogs for years. About time we lay down together.
Okay, so the guild and the Zentarum normally are competing for the same criminal enterprises, so to speak. So fairly rare to see them both in the same area. And look who we have down here.
At least things have stayed interesting. Seems like a good moment to talk.
All on the same side.
Wow, look who it is! Glad to see you in the city. Hope you found plenty of coin in Ketheric's coffers. Ready to do some business?
Okay, now something's different about Mole here. You can trade. Mole doesn't have anything in particular to trade.
Oh, I've got a few ideas. I'll be running this whole place in no time.
But Mole has both of her eyes. Remember, we've had Mole's eye patch with us that we found in Act 2, and she had an eye missing, but now she's got both. So, not entirely sure what that's all about.
Ready to do some business? Sure is. We work for Fetcher, handling what you might call pre-owned goods. Talk to Sticky. He'll cut you a deal.
Whatever it takes.
Okay, so let's go talk to Sticky.
Yes?
Fetcher isn't himself, so I'm running the shop. You buying or selling? Let's just say the previous owners no longer have a use for them. Got me? Fetcher isn't himself, so I'm running the shop.
Okay, so Sticky has an item here that you may want to look at, and that is the Shade Slayer Cloak. While hiding, the number you need to roll a critical hit while attacking is reduced by 1. This effect can stack. If you are looking to get your critical hit rolls down to 14, which I think is the lowest that you can get them, this is the last item that you need to be able to do it. So you have to be hiding to get it to work, but it can stack with everything else. So we're going to pick this up. We're not going to be spending enough here to warrant bringing his attitude up to 100, but you do have some other really nice things in here. The Sinful Red on Bone White die is really nice, actually. I'm going to pick that up. I'm going to pick up the Shade Slayer Cloak. It's going to have some other things. Malice is also a really good potion, and normally some fairly decent scrolls. But that's really about it. The only other thing that Sticky can have is he can sell Cloud Giant Fingers. You have to refresh his inventory because it's not a guaranteed drop in here. But that way you can buy him here to be able to craft your own elixirs of Cloud Giant Strength, which is really nice, especially for your Tavern Brawler classes, to get that strength up to 27 and give you a +8 bonus to your damage and to hit.
Sometimes stuff we sell comes back around to us again. So watch yourself. Got me?
Okay, so for Will right now, he's got the Cloak of Displacement. Okay, so if we give him the Shade Slayer Cloak, we can now calculate what his critical hit chance is. So the Covert Cal, so while he's obscured, it goes down by 1. So now it's at a 19. The Shade Slayer Cloak while hiding, so if you're hiding in darkness, the number is now 18. The Knife of the Undermountain King is now down to 17. The Deadshot is now down to 16. And I think that's it. So he's now rolling crits on 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So, which is 5 numbers out of 20. So 25% of all of his rolls can be crits if he is hiding and obscured. 20% of them will be crits if he's obscured. So you can, like I say, start stacking these up now and get to a point where, like I say, I think 14 is the lowest number it can be. But you can start really stacking up the crit chance here with Will to the point where he's able to crit a lot of the time. Okay, as for the rest of this, you can certainly go exploring the rest of this. There are little conversations to be had with everybody out here, but nothing that is critical to the advancement of the storyline here. I'm just going to kind of walk around and open up the map here. Okay, and there are multiple ways to get up and down from all of this. And there is a perception check down here. Is it this side?
Something over there.
Hey, there's a tarnished ring here. As far as I know, this doesn't do anything. If anybody in the chat knows, feel free to let me know. I haven't explored it very much, but I don't know of anything that it does. It seems weird that it would be hidden behind a perception check, but most everything else up here is going to be marked as steel. Now, in here's a couple things that we want to do. First is Sarin.
Before you ask, I ain't got none of that plum Prosecco. Now, what can I get you, newcomer? Around here, silence is golden, mate. Best remember that. Now, what can I get you? Beverages of distinction, or in some cases, extinction, if you ain't careful. How you feeling today? Lucky?
Okay, and Sarin is selling an item as well. This is the last piece that is needed for your drunken build. Now, for your drunk hand monk, basically, this is the last piece of gear that you want to have. So while drunk, you have advantage on Constitution saving throws. You gain temporary hit points equal to your Constitution modifier at the start of every turn. Okay, so normally with your monks you have higher Constitution, so this allows you to gain access to that, as well as giving you advantage on Constitution saving throws, both of which are nice. So if you're combining this with the other drunk items that allow you to extend the drunk status effect and that give you bonus damage on the weapon that goes along with it, then your drunken build now becomes a lot more buffed up, all from just having taken a drink of something. Now, the drunk condition, as we've talked about before, you have disadvantage on dexterity and charisma checks. Charisma checks while you're in a fight, you don't need very often. You don't run into a lot of warlock casters in the game here, or sorcerer casters for that matter. However, the disadvantage on dexterity checks means that if you get hit with an AoE spell, or somebody throws like an explosive or a firebomb at you or something, you're going to have disadvantage on being able to take half damage from it. Being able to offset that by having rogue levels in your monk build gives you the ability to help offset the negatives of being drunk. So at the end of the day, all you're getting is really positives. Okay, this isn't something that I'm going to have in this playthrough, but it is something that I do recommend buying, especially if you have a drunk or a monk build, just to be able to have it in your inventory and test those things out if you need to.
In it.
So now we're gonna walk around the corner over here. I'm going to have Jaheira cast guidance.
No, never mind. With
I'm gonna
haste.
go over to this door. Hey, this door is the door that we talked about. And actually, I'm not gonna go to this door. I don't need to. This is the door that we saw at the top of the stairs that leads you into the back area by the bar here. We don't need to go in here.
Mind my step.
I'm going to save that for something else.
Do what must be done.
We're going to head in here because we got our quest marker in here.
It's an orphanage, Ukta. What would you have me do? Seize their toys as payment?
Well, they failed to pay tribute. We should withdraw our protection, at the very least.
And cede more ground to the Stone Lord? You're not suggesting I yield a single inch of the city, my city, to this cult?
We already look weak. If you're seen to be forgiving debts...
I didn't say forgive. Seize the building. Arm any children old enough. If they protect what's mine, we'll consider that a start on what's owed.
Yes, Guildmaster. Excuse me? This is a private council.
Keep your underpants clean, Ukta. We're playing host to a hero. You owe me a gold piece, grandmother. When I heard you died out in the wilderness, I made an offering at Kellenvor's well.
Of gold? Oh, I did not know I meant so much to you, Guildmaster.
No, I'm terribly sentimental. Case in point, I've just let a harper walk through my Guildhall, noticeably unholed. Because I'm curious about why you're here and who it is you've brought with you.
This is the one who saved my life. So really, she owes you your gold piece. But we can settle debts later, Nine Fingers. For now, we need help. We're searching for Minsc of Rashomon.
A big name, that. Such information does not come cheap, High Harper. Not in normal times. Of course. Seeing as these are not normal times and we're all such good friends, I'll do better than tell you where he is. I'm bringing him here as we speak. Or parts of him, at least. I gave no orders about the condition of his corpse.
What treachery is this, Nine Fingers? Have you thrown in with the Absolute too?
Against my own city. Careful. You're in very real danger of hurting my feelings. It's Minsc who's found his faith with Faerun's newest god. And a new name with it. The Stone Lord.
Lies.
Minsc was never one to need much persuading. Not when it came to spilling my people's blood. In his short reign, the Stone Lord and his crew have earned a reputation. Pure brutality. No survivors. And where he mows my people down, this ripe little cult takes root. But not for much longer. We have word on where he plans to hit next. And he'll find us ready to hit back this time.
Nine Fingers. Estelle. Call off your ambush, tell us where he is, and we'll handle this.
We? I heard what happened to your harpers, Jaheira. I'm sorry, but this fight's too big for you alone. If you're half the friend you're posing as, you'll tell her that her part in this is done. The Stone Lord's fate is sealed. We have a bigger war to fight. I'd rather turn our talk to that, but if you need a moment, Jaheira, well, you've earned that much. My Guildhall is open to you. Have a drink, Jaheira. Have a rest. Just leave well enough alone. It would be a shame for the city to lose two of its heroes in one day.
Okay, so that advanced the High Harper quest, and now she won't tell us where. We need to search the Guildhall for clues. Now, as part of that, I'm going to kind of head around this way, and you can see that the bookcase here has a lock icon on it. Whoops, I wanted to cast that on my bard instead.
All right. What now? With a flick of the wrist.
Okay, a pretty high DC here. Okay, now I'm going to do this, and I'm going to head to camp. You will get a warning there about that. That they're searching for a thief.
These boots have seen everything.
I'm just avoiding the conversation, and I'm going to head right back in. Since the Heapside Strand waypoint is so close.
Cursed to put my hands on everything.
Okay, now coming back has cleared that searching for you flag. And I can head back in here. Oh, and of course Jaheira is still...
Shake off the
This
dust.
is bugging me to no end. To no end at all. Okay, so once everybody's in here, and I can close this behind me.
With gratitude.
Okay. Now I can come out of hiding. We're in this little room here. Okay, there's not a whole lot.
No one back home will ever believe this. One day I'll catch a break.
Okay, but over here we have a safe door.
Wonder what's past this.
With a really high DC. Okay, so I need to roll a 19 to a 13 to make this work. Okay, so there's a fail. Now these are lockpicks, and I can always buy more of these. So I'm not going to use inspirations. I'm just going to use more thieves' tools. There's another fail. Haven't rolled above an 11 yet. Okay. Getting some horrifically bad rolls here. I'm actually a little shocked. Okay, and then we roll a nat 20. I'm actually a little shocked it took that long. You can pickpocket this key from Nine Fingers Key up there, but if you're going to pickpocket it again, the same thing, be ready to head to your camp because she will know that you stole from her. And here is another one just slightly lower. Oh, jeez. I'm getting really, really bad rolls here. Okay, now in there, the door to the safe here is going to shut. Doesn't really matter though. Okay, so some nice arrows here. Some really nice poisons. And then in here, you have an oil lamp that is unique.
Seems simple enough. An ordinary lamp, not a trace of magic on it.
In that it has an interaction with it that you can get. And another opulent chest, which has some really good crafting materials in it. The purple warm gullet is really nice. Then here... is the button, which should... yes, which unlocks the safe door. Okay, so you don't have to worry about picking your way out. Even if you didn't find that button, you can fast travel out of here. You're not in a red border area. So, some nice clothes. And there's Butterfly on Skull.
Maybe I need more pockets.
So, this painting you can pick up. And this one I always wanted to... never mind. Was trying to go down to examine it. And it went into Halson's inventory. But there are some really nice clothes in here. The Anarchic blue outfit's really nice as well.
Open up.
Yeah, the Anarchic outfits. Oh, the Rayfish Midnight is good for Astarian. Okay, and then I'm going to head down the ladder here. And there's a lever over here. And now I've opened the entrance from the lower city sewers. This can be very useful when you're dealing with the second part of this, or your second visit, I should say, to the Guildhall. Okay, so we're going to group up, and again, we're going to, instead of trying to sneak our way back there, we're just going to go to Heapside Strand and come back.
I thought the Gazette got bad after I left. It's been downright terrible.
Into the Guildhall through the main entrance here.
What have we got?
And now we need to search the Guildhall for clues. And there's a few things that you can do here. Okay. And we're going to talk to Hut
Best be on my way.
See? That Fingers is a master of strategic. She's clever, Foss. Won't fight the Stone Lord out in the open, but she's got a spot picked out, see? And
I don't care about Stone Lord Tut. Don't care about some ambush. I asked, do you eat my last pickled ooze? Huh? Fuck her off. I'm talking to my friend about an ooze.
Now. He who keeps his manners keeps his teeth. Besides, you are only pretending to be as wine-soaked as your friend here.
How can you tell?
I've been to fouler festivals than this, and you have the stage presence of Volothamp Gedarm. Now, you were speaking to my friend. Politely.
Huh? Back to sleep. Look, Tut here is an old friend of Nine Fingers. Saved her as a kid or some such, I don't know. But if I don't keep him busy like she asked, he's likely to run off and try take on the Stone Lord himself. So Tut's gonna tell you what he knows about the Stone Lord. You're gonna leave us to our merry old time, and you're not gonna put my name near any of this. Yes? Tut! Stone Lord.
Stone Lord, aye. Bastard's going after the counting house, but he doesn't know that there's just another guild operation, huh? Nine Fingers is gonna catch him with his claws in their coffers. I pity the bastard.
The counting house? But what the hell could Minsc want there?
Happy? Now, away with you. We want drink in peace.
Yeah.
Okay, now you saw there were some persuasion, intimidation, and deception checks down there at the bottom. If you don't have Jaheira in your party, then you're going to have to persuade them to give you that information. But that advances the High Harper, so now we need to head to the counting house.
Watch your elders and learn.
And for the counting house...
Do you think we could swim into the other sea?
How'd he end up dead?
This way.
Say that.
I don't know how closely they watch.
Okay, and this is our quest marker here. Yeah, we haven't been inside here. That's a fun quest to do that we will do later. This is the counting house out here. There are a couple of different ways into the counting house, but we're just going to walk in the front door because we have this quest.
I was barely 8 years.
Okay, once we get in here,
Counting house held mythical
I'm
treasure.
going to swap to my bard and go talk to head clerk Mead Honey here.
Welcome to the counting house. I'm head clerk Mead Honey. How may the Fellowship of Financiers serve you?
You seem a little nervous, Sir Meat Honey. Had some difficult customers today? One in particular calling himself the Stone Lord, perhaps.
The who? The what? All right, fine. The head banker may have just taken a customer by that name down to the vaults. Rather large, rather heavily armed, which is against regulations. But I'm sure the head banker knows what he is doing.
I assure you, he does not. You are right to be nervous. But let us pass, and all will be well.
Well, who is this Stone Lord to you? That would be most unusual. But then so is our visitor.
That he is. But don't worry. We can handle him.
Very well. Show the guards this temporary vault pass. And should my superior ask, keep my name out of it.
Again, if you don't have Jaheira,
Oh, hi.
then you're going to have to do 2 persuasion checks there to get the bank pass.
Account holders only from here. Vault pass? Right.
Descend and know. Upon entering the vaults, you forego the protection of city and church law alike. Which is to say, keep to your own vault and you'll be fine.
No rest. Be you wicked or wise.
Okay, now there are a few things that you can search down here. Everything's going to be marked as steel, of course. But we're interested in heading this way.
Oh, please.
Days like this almost make me miss the merchant train.
Just need to see your vault pass, please. What's in order? Blessed day to you.
And getting down here can be a little hard. There are a bunch of high-level paladins down here with the cash guards, and you can get seriously torn up trying to fight your way through the cash guards. I do not recommend it. There's also a set of traps everywhere. There's actually 2 plates here. There's the vent, and there's two more plates over here that you have to perceive to even know that they're there.
Mate, he was nervous.
Now we're going to head down here into the vaults. Now normally there's somebody sitting here in the padded chair, and you can read the visitor's log and know that Glitterbeard has requested I step out of the vault to provide the client's privacy, so no one else really knows what's happening down here. And now we're in the vaults proper. Now the vaults are interesting. Interesting. I haven't picked up any of them here. I thought I would have picked up one by now. Doesn't look like I have. There are... I'll just give you an example of kind of what we're looking at here. There are 6 vaults in this room. Now, there are traps in here. Not really traps, per se.
Be wary. This place is
These are teleportation traps. There's one here. There's one here. Even if you try and fly, if you fly over the top of them, flying around them is fine. But flying over the top of them will teleport you out of the room. Okay, so if I try and fly over here, per se, see, teleports you out of the room. So you have to be very careful about how you maneuver your way through here to get to the various vaults. But you have keys that can unlock these that you can find at various places, and I think there's 18 of these keys.
Here goes nothing.
There are vault keys. Then in here there are safes. So there's 8 safes. To get to these, the only way to get here, you can't fly over here. You can't fly over the top of them. The only way to get through these is to either gaseous form or a misty step through here to get into this little chamber, and you'll be able to do these 3. This one is all by itself, this one's all by itself, and then these 3. But there are 8 of these keys, so that's 14. So I guess there's more than than 16. There's 14 just there. And then there's high security vaults, which are going to be inside here. Okay, so in this location, we learn here.
Let's see. For current door codes, please refer to the head banker's office.
Highest security clearance only.
Okay, and this is basically letting you know that there's a code here that is needed to get you into the high security vaults. And that code is located up in the office of the person in charge, basically. Now there's another way to get it, and
Wonder if the gods are
I'm pretty
watching
sure
me.
I still remember what it is. But either way, there's another note here. Okay, so no more water is to be used to clean the floor in front of the main vault. We can't afford any more lightning mishaps with wet pressure plates. There will be no more warnings, only dismissals. That will let you know that there's another way to basically short circuit this puzzle using water. I know the code here. An easy way to figure it out, you can just brute force this thing if you want. So if you step on one, it's going to highlight blue. That lets you know that it's correct. If it goes red, that means it's not. So a 1 in 9 chance here to let you know whether or not you're going to get it right. Once you've gotten it right, then again the next one, you're down to a 1 in 8 chance. Okay, and if it turns red, they will both go out, and then you go step on 1 again, and you can try a different number. Now we're down to a 1 in 7 chance. Okay, and the last one is here. The number is 1356. Now the way to read these glyphs is here, there's just one line coming down. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Once you get to 5, you get a little line coming out the top. So one line here and this line coming out the top indicates 5. The second line is 6, 7, 8, and 9. So 1356 is 1, 3, 5, and 6. Okay, but if you don't know the code, you can sneak your way into the upper level and steal the code from his desk.
Such authority. At your command.
Okay, now getting in here, you're going to immediately be dropped into a cutscene here.
It's still moving.
Hush your fussing. Nine Fingers had this one made especially. That little mouthful will barely slow it down.
But the stories...
Stories. Tall tales and big names, lad. Don't let them fool you. Elminster the Archmage. Drist the Drow Exile. Heroes have power, aye. But not half so much as we do. A little coin into the right purse. A soft word in the right ear. It's not glory that spins these plains, lad. It's gold. See? Now. Moradin's cracked clay.
gold in here? If there is one thing Minsc hates more than beasts with bad breath, it is those who are tricksome with the truth. And turnips. But you are no turnip. Let that be of comfort in your final moments.
Meet Minsc. He still seems very much himself to me.
Minsc. Then the great hero is here.
You.
Stone Lord. Huh. Better to call yourself Stonehead.
Your false face does not fool my eyes. I will cut until you look like the monster you truly are.
Somehow, you are making even less sense than usual. Perhaps I can explain. The Stone Lord sees through your lies, shapeshifter. Count yourself lucky he cannot stay. Oh, Nine Fingers set a poor trap, little banker. Let the Absolute's faithful show you how it is done. Now come, Stone Lord. We have the gold, and the Absolute has need of it elsewhere.
As you say, Jaheira.
Slarning shape-changers! Enough! Let us deal with these cultists, then find out where they are nesting.
Okay, so rolled somewhat poorly in initiative, with our main damage dealer being almost dead last. Okay, but there are some things that we need to focus on. So first, you can see we have some invisible enemies here. Now, we've talked about the ping mechanic before. I have remapped my ping key to be P. Okay, so you can see where they are. Okay, if they're invisible. Okay, so it looks like we have two invisible over here on this side. One more invisible right here. We have a Death's Head here. We have a Death's Head down here. The Death's Head and the Invoker are... Death's Heads and the Invoker are where you want to focus your damage. They are the ones that are going to cast debilitating spells and that sort of stuff against you. Now, we have stunning, or we have thoroughly stuffed, so we're immune to being frightened. But that doesn't make us immune from being stunned and that sort of stuff. So again, we want to try and focus down those enemies as much as we can. And to do that, we need to first get ourselves into range of some of these enemies. So with Fly, I can make it all the way down here to either one of them. I'm going to focus the Invoker here first. Okay, and what I'm going to do is again have this fight in darkness for as much of it as we can. Again, things can get really hairy here in this fight. Being able to keep ranged attacks from getting to us is going to be very, very useful here during this fight. But I think I can deal with the 3 Reaper attacks here. And I'll have Will cast Darkness instead. So let's get my defensive flourish off. Oh, I didn't need that. Okay. Probably would have gotten the kill there if not for that.
Red in tooth and claw.
Okay, now we do have a Reaper right next to us here. And he's got Sanctuary. But Sanctuary does not protect you against AoE spells. I'm gonna upcast this. And I'm actually gonna move, if I can. Looks like I can. Back behind my Paladin. Because the Paladin, even though they've rolled last, is still going to have Polar Master and Sentinel available to him.
Another fight. Let's go.
Couple of misses, that's good. Okay, that's one miss. Okay, I need to throw protection here. Okay, so she passed her saving throw. Didn't expect throwing attacks there. Okay, so Will here. Again, these two have gone invisible, but I still see where they're at. Okay. Actually, do I want to do that? Can't reach anybody else with that. It's way too far. So that's going to provoke an attack of opportunity. I can Misty Step instead. Let's do that. Let's get Will down here. Because now I actually want to see if I can get rid of the Invoker here. 17. That's pretty high. I'm going to throw 2 here. I want to get rid of that Unstoppable, though. Let's back it up one. We'll take our chances. I left her with 1 hit point. I knew it was going to happen. That's why I moved away, so that they wouldn't focus on me, but they did anyway. Oh, jeez. With the crits. Take out the invoker, please. This is why I didn't want to deal with this. I'm gonna have to take a short rest anyway, so I might as well counterspell this. It's level 3. Nice. Okay, so I'm definitely going to get rid of this Reaper here. Oh. I didn't need any of this. Jeez. Okay. So they're mostly over on the other side over here. Let's see if we can locate them a little better. So he's right there. But let's see if we can Misty Step right next to him. Okay. Ping, it's right there. I don't think this is gonna work. Yeah, it doesn't. So, but he's going to pop up on his next turn. And actually I could bring him up this turn. No, we'll wait. Okay, so I was hoping that they would have been gone by then. So that those divine smites would have landed. But since they're not, where's the invoker? There. Okay. Still got a 90% chance to hit. 64% chance to hit. The invoker dead, at least? Yes. Okay.
No better moment.
Okay, now Jaheira is going to be recasting Call Lightning. Oh, geez, that was a horrible roll on damage, too.
I can still move fast when I need to.
Oh, hold a 24. So let's get a will up here. Where's the second one at? so I need to get Will kind of... Well, I can do it here. Okay, so the first one is right here. He's full hit points. Actually, I probably shouldn't do that. Where's the next one? Right there? Okay, so it went after him first just because he was in line of it. I should have moved Will on the fly up here to take care of that better. That was a mistake on my part. Oh, she's dead. And they throw crits like nobody's business. I don't know how they throw so many crits, but they do. No, she's definitely dead. Here come the throwing knives from both of them. Go after me. Thank you. Lightning bolt, nice. You keep moving away. Okay, so this one, it's this one, right? Yes. Okay. I'm hitting. Certainly sounds like it, but it doesn't look like it. There's the Divine Smite landing. So let's provoke the attack of opportunity here. We're going to slashing flourish range. Two hit points. I'm gonna move up here because this one is right there and I want him to attack me. Ah, perfect. Because of Volo's eye.
And I thought we were going to be friends.
Okay, now with Jaheira, I can bring this other one out by throwing Call Lightning. There he is.
The blade will not bend.
Now he's got a problem. Actually, where's the other one at? I don't think I can see from down here. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to. I was hoping to see if I could get within range of them both, but I don't think I can. Yeah, that's... Oh, I can get him. Do I want to save this? Sorcery points I'm not going to get back. And I kind of want to save that. There's only one of them left. He's going to get an attack on this next turn. Hopefully it goes against my Bard, though. Okay, it didn't. That's going to kill him. Oh. He survived. I have never actually gotten through this encounter without losing a single cash guard. Okay, Kurz isn't going to be able to do much from here. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna... I mean, there's not, like I say, not a whole lot he can do.
Another step forward.
Hopefully... Well, not hopefully, I will kill that last one right here. Okay, so my Bard's gonna move in here, hopefully reveal him. Okay, I didn't. There we go. Perfect.
Another step forward.
Let me go talk to Rakath here.
Something's on my mind.
You can tell Nine Fingers this was not my fault. She swore that mimic could swallow a bloody owlbear. Wait. You're no guild sworn. Who are you? Gratitude of the gold variety, I suppose you mean. Good luck with that. The Stone Lord just cleared our vaults. And now he has enough gold to make himself a lord in truth. You think anyone told me? Nine Fingers sent word the Stone Lord was going to try his luck on our vaults. So she told me to cooperate, lure him in. Yes, sir, Stone Lord, sir. Shall we open the account in your name? Or the Absolutes. Just step this way to your special deposit box. Don't mind the teeth. No one mentioned he might have some old crone dropping in as backup. As chairman of the Fellowship of Financiers, I can assure you we'd reward you well for the return of the coin he took. Not for us, you understand. For the common Baldurian. Who knows what he's planning to do with it? Try all of it? Every penny of civilian lodgings, anyway. I mean, not like we'd lead him into the private vaults. But still. A lot of Baldurians waking up poor tomorrow. What he can do with that kind of coin... doesn't bear thinking about. Compassion for your fellow folk? Or maybe just good sense? That much money only paints a target on your back. In our hands, it keeps the city ticking over. Stock in merchant stalls, food in hungry bellies. Retrieve the coin, and I'll make sure you are well rewarded. There's treasures greater than gold. Feel free to poke around this place and it'll help you pick up the Stone Lord's scent. Me, I've got ledgers to amend.
Alright, and that's going to start a new quest. Return Rakath's gold. Here. So we need to recover the stolen gold, and to do that, we need to get back to finding Minsc. And that is where we are going to pick up
On my way.
next week. So in the downtime, I'm going to loot all of the dead enemies down here, go out and sell all of their items, do a little inventory management, and then we will be right back here at this same spot next week. Now, just a reminder, tomorrow is not a normal streaming day, but since it is a holiday, I'm giving everybody a bonus stream. So the live stream will be starting at 10 a.m. Central Daylight Time. That's GMT -5 for all of my overseas viewers. And we will be continuing our honor mode playthrough. And so you'll get a bonus stream tomorrow, Thursday, and then we will again continue it at its normal time, Saturday morning at that same 10 a.m. Central Daylight time for it. So you get 2 honor mode streams this week, and in honor of Independence Day here in the United States, we will be helping to grant some of the gnomes in the Grimforge their independence from their captivity with the Dwergar and with Nier. So I hope to see you all there, but as always, thank you all for being here. I appreciate all of the interactions with all of you, and because without your support, none of this would be possible. This is Commander Jorval saying until next time, fare thee well.
Mum used to tell me about Minsc or Ratterman. Now I've got a